What's up, guys? Anthony Monetti. I want to talk about the hanging leg raise and why it's a great exercise for not only for your abs but also for your hips. It's a hip flexion exercise, right? So a lot of times when I program, I'll put this on a leg day because it's a great stretch for your upper body, and it also gets your abs fired up, which is, you know, always beneficial, especially when you're doing legs. It also gets your hip flexors engaged and gets a little bit more blood flow in the hip area. Now, if you're doing, let's just jump off on here. If you're doing a knee raise, a couple things that you want to pay attention to is actively hanging. Right now, I'm not really actively hanging. I'm kind of sitting down, sinking into my shoulders. It's an exercise all in itself, but it's not what we want to do when we're doing a hanging knee raise or hanging leg raise. So this is called the dead hang position. Just literally working on your grip strength and really mobility, maybe a stretch, right? But mostly your forearms and grip strength is being worked. Dead hang, you're hanging, you're holding dead weight from gravity, right? So that's where this exercise comes into play. It's called the dead hang. Now, when you're doing a hanging knee raise, you want to actively activate your lats. And that just comes from pulling the shoulder blades down. That's going to help get your lats fired up. And also it's healthy just to have that range of motion in your shoulder joint. Now, that's the first thing you should pay attention to. The next thing, you want to bring your knees up. Okay, now if I bring them up to parallel to the floor, that's just going to be hitting my hip flexors, right? Which is fine. That could be an exercise all in itself. But ideally, you want to round those hips a little bit more on the lower half. So you really want to get that lower spine to round underneath. So when those knees come higher than my hips have to, my lower back kind of round upward. That's spinal flexion. And that's where you get the abs involved. If not, it just sits right here as a hip flexion exercise, hip flexors, these muscles up here. So again, actively activate, shoulders. Now, knee raise for your hip flexors is just coming parallel. A little bit more, spinal flexion, and getting those knees up past. You can see my lower back is rounding a little bit. That's going to get more abs. Believe in yourself, trust the process, practice patience.